Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Full Run Through on the Server Guys server. My inventory is extremely cluttered, and it's still Halloween, so spooky. Today we are going to finally work on the inside. Oh, he's gone. On the inside of the house.
I woke up in a cave today. Looked outside, there's nobody to play. Volcanoes and empty space. There's no sign of the human race.
As you saw in the last episode, I think it was the last episode, it might have been the episode before that, we finally got the house done. The whole outside of the house is complete, and it just makes me so happy inside. And there's a skeleton roaming around somewhere. He's probably on the roof. I have no clue where he is. Not a big deal unless he just decides to attack us. So today the plan is to fill in this floor area, make that staircase up to the clock tower, maybe get a few walls built up in a few rooms, but as of right now, my clay reservoir isn't that good. I've got a few pieces of hardened clay, but I haven't taken the time to go out and look for dyes yet, so it's not that big a deal, but we'll make do with what we've got. I went caving and found a ton of diamonds. I've got all of my picks here, and a few extras, some shovels. I found this. This I got off of a skeleton or a zombie. I mean, Silk Touch 1 on an iron shovel. That's amazing. That I enchanted on my own, and this I believe I enchanted on my own. Same with that. So the plan is to, like I said, fill in this floor with this dark oak, because it just fits really well with all of the brick and everything. It just looks really cool. So I'm going to take a minute to just clear out my inventory, get everything set up the way it should be, and then we will get started on making this floor. So I will be right back. Alright, we are back and ready to go. So I've already started making some of these stairs up, so I think we're just going to finish from here. The only thing is, it's kind of a weird layout, and there's mobs all outside of my house, and that's going to get really annoying. Okay, well, that spider just fell to his death. So I've got this right here and this down here, and then with this it just kind of goes over. I'm gonna have to move those chests as well. So it's just one over, and then it comes around here and goes back up. So I think I'm just gonna do that the entire way around. So that means all of this needs to go. But skeleton and spider are still out there. I have no clue where they are. They might be on top of that or right up there on top of the roof. So I'm just going to, nope, music and sounds, hostile creatures. I'll just turn you way down, so that way it is not annoying to me or you. So I think I'm just going to fill in this all the way and just kind of mimic the whole floor pattern all the way around. So I just got back from visiting family. We have family in Florida, which is really interesting because about this time last year, or maybe it was, yeah, I think it was last year, I was visiting family again. Well, not again, it was before. So the same family, because my cousin was getting married. So now we were just visiting because we were going on vacation anyway, so we just decided to chill. I hate that. I have no idea what causes that, but it is the most annoying thing in the world. I think it's just when you click too far on the bottom of one of those, on the bottom of a slab. I have no clue. So, anyway, visiting family, and then we went to Busch Gardens for one day. So that was a lot of fun. I had never been to Busch Gardens before, and I had always wanted to go because I've always wanted to go. I've just always been interested in going to. Well, I'd say always. I used to be terrified of roller coasters and stuff, but recently in my life, I've been obsessed with them and just wanting to ride all of them. Once I started riding, I couldn't get enough. I wanted to keep at it. I wanted to just ride them all. I'm like, it's like Pokemon. You gotta catch them all. You gotta ride them all. Yeah, that's how that goes. So there's a lot of lag, like frame rate lag. I don't know what's causing it. We've been trying to fix some stuff around spawn just to see if we can figure out the cause of it. Someone said it's these panes. And these panes cause lag, like stained glass panes. I have no clue. But we've been trying to just figure it out and see if we can solve the lag issue on the server. So we went to Busch Gardens, and that was the first, well, technically the second day we were there. First day we were there, we just hung out and just got settled down because we had an 8-hour drive all the way there. These stairs need to be right here. Yep, right there. So the first day, like I said, we got there. We were staying with my cousins, not the ones that had just gotten married. They're actually living out of state now. But we ended up just hanging out. We went out to eat with all of the family. And then the second day that we were there, we went to Busch Gardens. And it was every bit as fun as I thought it would be. See, we have Six Flags here where I am. And that's fun, but if you're riding the same rides over and over again your entire life, everything just kind of gets, I wouldn't say boring, because every time I go I have just as much fun, but it's the same thing. I knew all of the rides, all of them, everything, when to brace yourself, when you're going to get scared, when you're going to whatever. But at Busch Gardens, I had absolutely no clue what was going to happen on any of those rides. And I mean, I'm subscribed to Coaster Force on YouTube, and they're a company that uploads videos of just different roller coasters around the world that people submit, and they upload them to their channel. So if you don't really like roller coasters, I guess you can just go on there and watch. Oh, Steele's messaging me. He's asking me about some art, some channel art for my channel. I guess that's the only place you would put channel art. Let me go really quick and respond to him, and I will be right back and finish up this story. All right, I am back. It was a few minutes for me, a few seconds for you, but that's the power of YouTube. So it does it again. So where was I? I think I was talking about the difference in like knowing what's going to happen on a ride and not knowing. And it's the not knowing that's like really kind of thrilling and terrifying all at the same time, because it's like I can ride the same ride at Six Flags a million times in a row and have the same experience because I've ridden it so many times before, and it's not gonna make any difference to me if it's my fifth time riding it or my 500th time. So going to a brand new park that I've never been to before and being able to ride stuff that I had no clue what was going to happen added so much to the thrill of it. And I at some points, like at the end of the ride, I found myself just laughing hysterically because I was so just like happy and excited, and it was just the coolest thing ever because it's like, oh my gosh, that was I hadn't had that kind of adrenaline riding a ride in a long time. So it was just a really, why you do this? Why Slab? Why you do this? But it's awesome. So I'm going to leave it. That is going to be a permanent feature of the house. So, if you're a fan of rides and you're getting sick of the theme park that you go to all the time, go to a new one. Find one that you've never been to before and go to it, because it's that much more amazing of an experience, because you don't know what you're getting yourself into, and it's scary and it's fun and it's amazing. I've got to fix this. So that's the takeaway from this video. Other than going to Busch Gardens, the next day we went to a kayaking place with another one of my cousins, and all of my extended family is in Florida, but all of my like immediate family lives here, and so we don't get to see them as much. So anytime that we're in Florida, it's nothing but what are we gonna do and who are we gonna do it with? That sounded weird considering I'm talking about family, but you get my point. So we went kayaking with my cousin Billy, and I had been kayaking before, but it was like at a zoo, and it was a thing where you could go through and ride a kayak along the path with all of the animals. And it was really interesting because you could like see all of the animals. It was kind of a behind the scenes tour of the zoo. And so you were able to like see the giraffes like waking up and like walking to their like to wherever they go, so you can observe them as a regular patron. But it was really interesting. But this time we were out like on the actual ocean, which is kind of a big deal for me because I'm terrified of the ocean. That's a story for another day. So it was just really interesting, and we went through these mangrove trees, because it was just like, it's an Indian preserve or like reservation or something. I don't think it's a reservation because there weren't actual Indians living there, but it was like a place where they found a bunch of old Indian artifacts, and they're trying to keep them in their habitat. So yeah, I guess preserve is the name for it. Preserve, don't know. So we were riding around that, and we just were riding through these tunnels of mangrove trees, and every now and then you would see like a tiny crab like crawl up the side of the tree, and it was like, oh, that's really cool. And my cousin was like, yeah, they're mangrove crabs, and they scurry around on the trees. They live in the trees. But there were only a few of them on like the roots that were falling into the water, it's amazing that they just harvest their water straight from the ocean, and they have their own filter. The trees do. And they can filter out the salt water so they can survive on the ocean, and they can filter out the salt water to make it fresh water for their photosynthesis and all that. It was really interesting to hear him talking about it. But he was talking about these mangrove crabs, and he was saying they don't have any kind of like pincer or weapon or anything like that to hurt anything. So they just they live in the trees and just live off the tree or whatever. But like I said, there were only a few on the root system of the tree. But then he said, if you look back, you can see where all the way like in the backs of the trees, there were just thousands of them. I don't even know how many there were. But he said every tiny little black dot or any giant black dot or anything like that you see on the trees is a crab. And then that's when it got weird. That's when it kind of got a little terrifying. Because it's like, holy crap. There are a ton of these things. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Whew. Had to sneeze. That was bad. So, but yeah, you could just see them all over these trees. And it was kind of eerie just looking at them, because it's like every black dot that you saw, he said, was a crab. And it's just like, holy mackerel, holy crabs. That's gotta go. I think I'm gonna go up one more level. I thought I could finish off right here, but I think I have to go up one more level of stairs and have the floor like right here. So that was just, it was so weird seeing all of those crabs on those trees. And then my cousin was talking about it. He said a long time ago, when he was out there in the same place, one actually like got in his kayak and was just kind of chilling out and just kind of hanging there. And there was really nothing he could do about it because it was trying to scurry and it couldn't climb up the plastic siding. And I was like, oh, that must have been weird. He was like, yeah, it was kind of a weird thing, just this crab just running around. And then next thing I know, I look down and there's one just sitting right basically in my lap. Like, he wasn't on me, but had my legs not been like separated by this crate that we had all of our food and stuff in, he would have like fallen on my leg. So I, of course, just start freaking out. I'm like, you know how you said there was a crab in your boat? Yeah, there's a crab in our boat right now. So we go, and like it was the same situation. There was nothing I could do to get this crab out of the boat. And it was so weird. And then so he's just there. This crab is now has just taken over our boat. His life is now in our boat. So I have no clue what to do about it. And there was really nothing I could. So he kind of scurried under the he went under the crate that we had all of our food in, and at that point there was absolutely nothing I could do. I couldn't see him. I didn't know where he was. I was freaking out so bad. And then but we couldn't do anything. We had to we were out in the middle of the ocean. We couldn't get out to get this crab out, so he's just living in the boat now. And so then once everything is done and we're heading back to the dock and going back to just put all the stuff away, sure enough, this little tiny crab just decides to jump back out again, and we were just able to he was like at the bottom of the boat. We lifted up the crate, and sure enough, there he was. So we were just able to like scoop him up on an oar or a paddle or whatever you call it. I have no clue what it's called for a kayak. The thing that pushes the boat forward. I was able to just pick him up on one of those and like walk him back to the ocean and just set him free. So I was that little guy's hero for the day because I got him back to the ocean where he belongs. I'm gonna need to do some creative lighting up here to figure out how to keep everything lit because it's kind of a just dark area up here with all of these stairs. I'm gonna leave this the way it is. I'm not gonna worry about making the walls look nice because it would make this room smaller, and also that's just one layer thick, so I can't knock it out because there's outside world and there's rain and there's creepers and it's all scary and there's probably mangrove crabs out there somewhere they're all gonna attack me eventually. So yeah, and I can't take that out either. Oh, Enderman is not happy about the rain. So that was Saturday, and then we came back yesterday. But all in all, it was a very, very fun trip. Just awesome being able to see family and do all that. So this staircase is done for the most part. I'm probably like hi. Coming here often? You coming in from the rain? You enjoying the clock tower? You want to work here? We need employees to ring the bell. I don't have a bell. I might build one. Should I build a bell? I'm gonna kill you. And you are gonna drop all of your pearls. You're gonna drop 3. This is a looting 2. I have a looting 3 somewhere. It's down in those chests. Up here, like I said, I'm going to put some kind of redstone wiring and like some chimes to with a daylight sensor up there. I didn't know rain dripped through the roof like that. That's interesting. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a lighting glitch. But I think I'm going to replace that very top piece right there with glass and put a daylight sensor right underneath it, probably about here, and then run some redstone to anytime it's like a certain time of day, the chimes will go off. I don't know if this area is big enough to do some really interesting stuff. What I could do is right here put a ladder instead of having this stair, so then this entire thing can be closed. Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll go make that daylight sensor and put it up here. And what I could do is cut out all around and have redstone wiring. Because if I have 3 of them sitting side by side and light this one in the middle, those are gonna light. But if I have other blocks here and light this block, only that one's gonna light. I think that's how redstone lamps work. So what I could do is have redstone lamps around the edges and then have more blocks like that, and then repeaters going into each of those. That could work. And then have the one daylight sensor with 4 prongs coming off, one to that one, this one, and so on. That could work. That would require some interesting wiring. I could just have it come on at night, because what I was thinking was have it like noon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just 7 times of the day. I don't know how Minecraft time works, but I think what I could do is just have them all come on at night. Yeah, that would be more convenient, and that would be easier to wire. So I'll just have them turn on when it gets nighttime, and that way I can just set up a wire to go all the way around the outside and like light this middle one, the bottom, and the top. Or I could just light all 4 corners, because if I light this one, it'll light this block and this block as well. I'll figure it out. I'll go into a test world or something and figure it out. So I have rambled. I know all I did was build a staircase. But in the next episode, I promise we'll work on the rest of the house. I'll build that. Is there another Enderman out there? It's a spider. I'll build that redstone wiring up there. And thank you all for watching. And I hope to see all of you guys later. I'm gonna kill this Enderman. There's like 3 Endermen in my house right now. See you guys later.